Hi y'all, so this is the Finally Fall book tag. This tag is an oldie but a goodie, been around for a while. I'm going to try to find the original creator and link it down below. However, I haven't been able to find that, but Gabby Reeds had done this like a year or two ago, and so I got the questions from her video. So I will link her video down below. But I'm wearing my new Pumpkin Library shirt that I got from Emily Cromwell Designs. This is part of her fall launch, and she does very cute like bookish merch, and her fall game is fantastic. So let's get on to the questions. In fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. For me, I'm going to go with The Ivies by Alexa Dunn. This is fantastic for the fall. It's set at an elite boarding school in New England, and you can very much picture that boarding school. Her writing captures the setting extremely well, and it starts on either right before or the day of the early admission or early decision announcements from colleges. They all come out on a specific day every year, and all of Avery's friend group, their all dream is to get into the Ivy Leagues, and they each one have targeted a specific Ivy League school to get into, and there's a murder, and you're figuring out which of these students or faculty members committed the murder. I highly recommend to pick up for the fall. Nature is beautiful and dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. For this, I'm going to go with The Inexplicable Logic of My Life by Benjamin and Larry Sands. This is another YA. It's beautifully written. It's done in more like diary entries of a young man his senior year. And it's friendship, and it's love, and it's what family is, but it covers heavy topics of loss of a loved one, and there's drug abuse in this, and watching a grandparent age, and the grief that comes with that. And it's just a lovely story, but it was fantastic. I read it in a day or two, so even though it's chunky, it actually goes by much faster, and I particularly love the friendship between our main character Sal and his best friend Sam. Fall is back to school season. Share a nonfiction book that taught you something new. I'm gonna go with The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skaloot. This was absolutely fantastic. The background of this there are these cells known as HeLa cells that have been used widely for cancer research, and it's trying to get the background story. This journalist is trying to get the background story of the woman Henrietta Lacks, whose cells they were originally. It shows the importance of informed consent for patients, which was almost non-existent back in the day, and was particularly non-existent if you were getting free or low-cost health care. It also goes into why a lot of African Americans distrust, or minorities in general, distrust the healthcare system because of events like this and other events in which they weren't told all the information about their care and about what was going to happen to their care and their materials and research and things like that. You do not have to be a science person to understand the book. It goes into a lot of the family background, a lot of who this woman was, and it explains terms at a very simple level that I feel like the majority of people can understand. As somebody who works in the industry, so much of this I didn't know. It was not taught in a college education. This should be required readings. This should be taught in ethics classes. In order to keep warm, it's good to spend time with people we love. Name a fictional family or friend group you would want to be a part of. This for me is the Weasley family from Harry Potter. They are the ideal family. Their love, their bond, they're the ones I would want to be a part of. Colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall colored spines. These are my fall colored spines. 3 of these are books that I want to read. This is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Not read it. I really want to read it. The Library Book by Susan Orlean, which I really want to read. I'm thinking this is a fall read, so I might get to this fall. Book Lovers by Emily Henry, which I did read and loved. I feel like you could read it any time of year, but particularly I feel like this is more of a summer read, even though it has a fall spine. And another one I want to read is Homegoing by Ya Gessi, which is a multi-generational story. Fall is the perfect time for some storytelling. Share a book where someone is telling a story. The best book I can think of is The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodore Sagast. This follows the daughters of monster or monstrous men of classical Gothic sci-fi. And it's written uniquely in that the characters themselves are interjecting one another as the story is being written. And I really enjoyed this. I want to reread this fall and get to the other 2 books that are in this trilogy. The trilogy is completed, so if you like to binge series, I would pick up this one. And the cover is stunning. And it does give like a very fall vibe. The nights are getting darker. Share a dark and creepy read. I don't own a copy of this, but this is Living Ghosts and Mischievous Monsters, which is a collection of American Indian ghost stories. And I call them American Indians because the author who wrote this is an indigenous person, and he refers to himself and people like him from America as Indians. And he not only tells you the story, because he went around to different tribes in North America to collect these stories, but he tells you a little bit about the tribe and how he collected the story. And they're fun and spooky and great for this time of year. And they're written for children, but I think everybody can enjoy them. The days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. To me, this is Every Heart a Doorway by Shauna McGuire, which is a novella set at a boarding school for children who have gone to Portal Fantasies and came back traumatized. And it's a treatment school for these children to cope with living back in the real world, which they never felt fully a part of. And they feel like their real home is in these portal fantasy worlds that they had accidentally stumbled into. And it's just heartwarming, and the characters are so cute, and it's also kind of fall vibes because there's this little mystery element. Fall returns every year. Name an old favorite you'd like to return to soon. I would like to reread The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I didn't grab the book for this video. And also, I want to reread a childhood favorite series, which is Madison Fenn. And the first one is Only the Lonely. And I loved these books from about 5th grade on to 7th grade, and I just really enjoyed it. At the time, I was traumatically bullied and going through health issues that led to my gallbladder being removed. But I read these books in the hospital reading room. I read them at home. I would take a book to recess because I didn't have a lot of friends. But these books got me through a lot, and I want to reread them. Fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite fall accessories. Alright, so my first one is a heated blanket, which I have not taken out for the year yet. And it's just like a heated throw blanket. It's not like a blanket for your bed, but they do sell those. And when it's colder and chillier, it's wonderful to put that on, heat it up a little bit, and it keeps you all nice and warm. And since I love reading on my patio, this is great on those like chillier nights, and it keeps you warm and you can enjoy the crisp air outside, and it's wonderful. Then I have some clothing items. One of them is from the same shop that I'm wearing my Pumpkin Library t-shirt today. But I have a sweatshirt, and this is from Emily Cromwell Designs, and it says, "'Tis the season to get cozy." I very much am excited to wear this. It's not close temp-wise to wearing that, as it's 98 degrees today. And I'm filming this on Sunday, the 24th, which is right after the first day of official fall. We have not seen fall yet, but it's not triple digits, so we're moving in the right direction. And then from a shop called Pippi Post, I have this long sleeve Gilmore Girls inspired Stars Hollow pumpkin-y long sleeve oversized shirt. And then from her same, the Emily Cromwell Designs, I got this acrylic fall bookish inspired bookshelf decoration. And it's got a little cafe, a library, a bookstore, and a flower shop, and these fall trees. And it's just the most adorable thing. And then I thought I would show you some of my favorite fall bookmarks. I have a little pumpkin library card, a pumpkin bookshop, and then I have like a pumpkin book stack, which is just adorable. Those are from Emily Cromwell Designs. And then I can't remember off the top of my head who this other bookmark is from, but it's an Etsy shop seller. I will link her below, or him below. And they're like these bookmarks that have little windows and you're like looking to the outside, and this is of a pumpkin patch. So that is it for the Finally Fall book tag. I'm not tagging anybody in particular, but if you've always wanted to do this tag, or you've done it in the past, you want to do it now, here's your invitation to do it. And I will see y'all later. Bye y'all.